Hello everyone, this is Waleed and we are back with our Flutter Quiz League Day 4. So today we have Taha Ali with us. Hello Taha, how are you?
Hi, I am good.
That's great. So we'll formally introduce Taha as well. So just for the record, Taha has been a core contributor to Flutter Pakistan since the beginning. So let's just give uh, as usual the introduction of Flutter Quiz League. So this quiz league is first of all let us just go through Flutter once again. So Flutter is literally a cross-platform UI toolkit, and as I have been explaining it in the past three events as well, for those who are new, and for those who have just joined us, Flutter is a cross-platform UI toolkit which compiles native applications for mobile, desktop, web, embedded, and it's expanded. It's continuously expanding. So it uses Dart as its base language, and with single code base, you can manage multiple multiple apps on multiple platforms. So this was a brief introduction of Flutter. So what is Flutter Quiz League? Flutter Quiz League is basically a series of five amazing events, each event followed by a quiz. And we have some amazing speakers. Today is our fourth day. And the quiz criteria is fastest finger first. So the people who will be answering the most questions in the less possible time will be winning a Flutter box. So every talk is of 30 minutes and will be followed by a quiz of 15 minutes. So let's just look at our schedule. So today we have Taha Ali with us, and previously we had Mace, we had Sakina, we had Rao Noman, and upcoming in the next after a day after alternate day we will be having Nawal with us from Jeddah. So this is basically our schedule for the 5 day event. For the rules, the rules are simple as I have already explained in previous three events. So the quiz needs to be attempted completely, and in order to attend the quiz, you will have to attend the talk as well. So the questions in the quiz are from the talk. So you need to attend the complete talk in order to be able to attend the quiz. So that's the first criteria. Next thing is attempt the quiz as fast as possible, because you might be answering 10 questions in 10 minutes. That won't make a difference. If you answer six questions in a few seconds or in a first 2 minutes, so that increases of chance of winning. So the selected winners will be contacted by Flutter Karachi for the dispatch of Flutter boxes. And after the event, we'll be announcing the winners on our page as well. And for attempting the quiz, we recommend you that you need to have your browsers with Google signed in already. Please don't use incognito. Otherwise, it will waste a couple of seconds in order to get you signed in and then go to the quiz. So for the record, I would like to tell you that the previous quizzes that I have maintained and I have compiled the results of, so there have been 2 to 3 second differences in the scores and in the people who have attempted questions and the winning and the non-winning. So you need to be very careful about each and every second. So that's the whole game. You need to focus on the time. So without wasting any further time, let's just introduce Taha Ali. So personally, Taha has been working with me since the beginning of my professional career. So we were together in our previous office. We were working in Xamarin. We were working in Flutter, and we had other uh, for common grounds on which we used to spend time together. So that has been a really good time with Taha. So currently he's in Venture Dive, and he's working there as a senior software engineer, and he's working on Flutter, of course. So welcome back, Taha. Welcome to this event. It's actually our event, obviously, because we both are organizers of that event.
Yeah,
So
thank you so much, and it's so good to be back with you all the Flutter enthusiasts in yet another event. And yes, me and Willie go way back. Like we were also batchmates in the university, and then we have also the same creative hobbies, and as you can see, we are on the same platform, creating awareness for the same thing. So like, great minds think alike. I can probably
Thank you.
say that.
Thank you, Taha. So, Taha, without wasting any further time, it's over to you. I am removing my screen and adding yours. So, here
Okay.
you go. Thank you, Taha. You have the screen now.
Okay, my screen is shared. Already, you already had my introduction, so let's move from this. Okay, today we will be touching the topic of writing a plugin in Flutter. I think it's very essential when you are a mobile developer. It's not every day that you have to write like modular code that you have to like then reuse into multiple apps, either of your own or like to distribute people. But whenever it is like this thing, knowing this thing and having the knowledge completes you as a mobile application developer. And today we will see how specifically the word plugin plays a role in the Flutter verse. Okay, so let's familiarize ourselves with some keywords here. So what's a package? In Flutter, package enables you to create a modular code, and then that can be shared easily across applications. You can publish it, you can keep it on repos, and also you can keep it locally and then like reuse it between your apps, just as I told you. Um, but there are three different things here. Like you can develop Dart packages. You can develop packages based on Android or iOS implementation, or rather, I would say based on all the platforms that the Flutter support. And then lastly, you can build. There's another type of package which is like newly introduced, and I will not I will familiarize you with the terminology soon of that. But first, let's talk about the conventional things that were. So the next vocab you must familiarize yourself with is the plugin. So today our emphasis is on creating a plugin, and what are the prerequisites, what are the requirements that you need to fulfill for creating a plugin, and then afterwards I will conclude it with like what should be your best practices when writing it. Okay, and first of all, I would like to like orient you in about the nature of this talk, and it's mostly like theoretical based. So basically, I will be creating awareness, sharing my knowledge, sharing my experiences and things that I think you should know and you should be thinking about. So in this lecture, I will be like, you can think of it as a lecture, because I will be doing that for most of the part. Okay, so uh, here's an example for you. Like when you see the word plugin, you may have already read the definition. It's basically a specialized Dart package that has platform implementations as well as API written in Dart code that can be consumed by other Flutter applications. So as I was saying, that I will be motivating you to think of new things and think of creative things, and like what things you can do using these packages. So here's an example that intrigued me, and I will share it with you. So as you can see here, I have my ID open, and inside it I have this project, quick settings counter. So if you have a look at the files, this project it basically has these two files. One is the main activity here, and it basically shows you the counter of the times that you have opened the quick settings panel, and all the Android users must be familiar with it. What are the quick settings? and shortly I will show you. And then we have this service which basically like count the time, and we don't need to go into the exact implementation logic, but you just get the idea, like what this native application written using native Android code has the capability of doing. So here is it running? Yeah, it's running. So here it is. As you can see, it has this view. It says you have opened quick setting tiles this many times. Let me show it to you again. Okay. Yeah, so you see it doesn't update. Like, why? Because the main purpose for this application is not like what's written here. It's just for the demo app. What I have actually created inside it, if you may have noticed, here's this new quick setting type. So basically this thing shows you the count here of how many times you have opened your quick setting type, and it's 18 for now since this app has been running. And now let me show you again. So it's 19 now. One more time. So basically it functions like whatever you code it to function like, and it for now it increments this counter each time I open it. I've also added this functionality, like I can play and pause the counter. Now it's disabled, and the quick setting tiles is showing this, and now it's back to registering the swipes. So I found this like cool enough. I was thinking like how cool it would be if my Flutter app can implement the same. So what I need to do, like if I need it inside just one Flutter app, what I can do, I can just write a platform specific implementation for it and call it inside my Flutter app. And that's and assuming you are all of you watching are familiar with those concepts of platform channels. It's a message passing mechanism that Flutter uses. So to pass messages between the platforms, like native platforms, and then invoke methods there and get back the results, and use those results to show the whatever result is required. So in our case, we can use a platform channel call here for this platform specific implementation. And you may note that this is only for the Android. Nothing as such exists for iOS. Not to my knowledge. Like there are control other like there's a bottom control panel. I am not familiar with the iOS vocab, but it's not the same. This is the quick settings is like functionality limited to the Android platform, and I want to export this functionality, and I want to make this reusable so I can like then plug it inside my other Android applications. So here are the things that you need to be doing for adding this functionality or being able to package this. So, okay, before we move forward, here's one thing I like to show you. So let's get to what happens when you like decide to create your for the very first time your plugin, your very own plugin. So here are the options. You have a new Flutter project option inside the Android Studio, and note in this video, in this window, we have these four different options. One is for creating a simple, plain simple Flutter application. Another one is plugin, and then we have this package, and then we have this module. You may have read the definitions already. Let me rebrief you. So you are familiar with creating a Flutter application, and we were talking about Flutter packages. So as you can read here, these are a pure Dart component. So what are they intended for? They are intended for like you build something like a cool button that's like circular in shape and has some funky stuff going on, and you want to share it with everyone. You want to publish it, you can publish it on pub.dev, or you want to have it inside different apps of yours, you can package it. And today's focus is writing a plugin, which is slightly different in definition. It means to expose the platform specific functionality and then packaging it for reuse. So here in this case, you can package the quick setting dials, or maybe let's say uh, what are the platform specific implementation examples. Local storage, like Android has its own and iOS has its own. Then we can have like battery percentage. If you are familiar with platform channels, then you must have gone through their example application. It implements the uh, battery percentage example. And then we have also this like URL I will walk you through the code URL launcher. So these are different examples of platform specific implementations that um, yeah. So platform specific implementations. And yeah, where was I? So let's begin with creating a plugin. So inside plugin, you are doing the regular stuff, giving it path and everything. And then you can see here we have to choose, like, do you want Kotlin and Swift support? By default, Android Studio IDE creates our plugin with the support for Objective-C and Java, and we want this. So all together, whenever you are writing a plugin, you can write code in all these four supported languages: Swift, Kotlin, Objective-C, Java. All right, and then when you create it, let's see what the directory structure comes in to existence. Did I click it? Yes. So while it's loading, let me walk you through the remainder of the slides. So as you saw, there was uh, this thing named module. So as like my use here is to educate you and like don't leave you hanging with questions. So I just want to clear that terminology. It's basically a way of embedding Flutter into existing Android or iOS applications. So it's not the focus of our talk today, but you can explore it on your own, and there's a way of doing this also. Next, you saw the supported languages. These four were the supported languages, which basically means when you are writing a plugin and now you are familiar with the definition of a plugin, that it contains a platform-specific implementation, which can be written either in Kotlin, Swift, Java, and or Objective-C. And then on top of that, we have this Dart API layer, which is basically exposed to the consumer application. All right. Let's see if it's here. Yeah, in this window. So you see what we got here inside this directory. We have an example application. We have this iOS directory. We have this Android directory. So basically, by default, the Android Studio created for you these Android and iOS folders, and then example application to write your platform specific implementation inside these folders, and your Dart API in this lib directory here, and then you can see it all in action here inside the example application. So as I told you, there's a new thing here. So let me create an anticipation in you. So by first explaining the old thing in detail. So instead of like writing my own plugin example here, it's just a blank. Let me close this stuff and show you example code of this Flutter favorite plugin. Like it has 100% popularity and this many likes. So it's a good example to showcase, and I will walk you through its code and like discuss the important key concepts that you must have in mind when thinking of writing a plugin. So uh, Here you can see so many folders, and this one is named URL launcher. So you can ignore all of these at the moment. Okay, so think of it like this. This is the folder that you just created from the Android Studio, and inside it we have this example app. Inside we have this Android folder, we have this iOS folder, and you can write your plugin API inside this thing, inside this file, the Dart. So maybe I have it open here. Yeah. So I have it. I have this. Okay, I don't have this open. Let me close and reopen. Okay, so I will open these files in the editor so you can better read the code. Hmm. So as you can see here in the Android, we have these files. And for now, we are only concerned with this method called implementation handler. Why? Because as I just familiarized with you that for your Dart code that resides inside this lib folder, you must have method channel implementation. So those call handlers are written here, like your Dart code here. As you can see, I am not compiled the project, so bear with, ignore this. As you can see, we have this launch actions here, and launch method. Then we can have this can launch method, and using these we can basically invoke these methods, can launch and launch for the platform specific implementation here. And once these methods are launched, they have like their own logic for opening URL. So basically, what does a URL opener do? Like, it can open different kinds of URL. It can open a URL for you to browse in Chrome. It can open a URL which basically redirects you to make a phone call. It can do different stuff based on whatever how the URL is formatted. So the native implementation of launching that URL is based on this URL launcher class, which is a natively implemented class here. And we don't need to go into the details how this thing launches a URL. We just know that this is the native Android implementation for launching the URL, and you pass it the URL using the method channel you just used. So same goes for iOS. Inside the iOS folder, do we have the iOS folder here? Yes. So inside the iOS folder, you can have basically these method channel calls. So this is the old way that I'm explaining to you. Inside, like based on this old way, where are the folders? Yeah, based on this old way, you can picture it like this. This is your package. This is existing on the public repository. Someone can refer it as a dependency in their project, and then you have all the native implementations inside these folders. So all of this is packaged together and then published, and you use the platform calls inside the lib folder to like make use of the native implementation. So this was the conventional way. Now let's move on. What's the new way of writing a plugin? And this is also being encouraged. And if you want to like contribute for the packages now being created on by Flutter team or the Google team or the any material team, any reputable publisher, you will have to know this new technique of writing plugin. So what it's called? It's called federated plugin. Okay, let me see. Yeah. So let me wrap it up quickly. I've taken like I've been lecturing you for so long. So what are federated plugins? Federated plugins are a way of splitting support for different platforms into separate packages. So here, the key thing that I showed you was this. everything was inside this folder. All the native implementation, all the package APIs and everything was inside this, and this was packaged all together and then shared with your example application. So inside the example application, you may see the pub spec refers to this package. Okay, the URL launcher here, and it says the local path. So it's done like this, and you can, as I told you, refer to the local paths git or pub.f. So now in federated plugins, we will make use of all these different folders we have. We can write all the platform specific implementation inside separate packages, and these are not app facing packages. Like the consumer app has no concerns whatsoever for these. And here you can see we have the native implementation logic for the URL opener for the web platform. Inside the web platform UI, URL opener only opens the given URL in the new tab. So you can see the code here. It basically opens new window on the given URL. And what key concepts here are in play? These are three: app facing packages, platform packages, and platform interface packages. So what you just saw, this one, the URL web launcher, it was a platform package. It has only the native implementation code, which anyone who is experienced in the native coding can do it, and he does not need to have any knowledge of Flutter framework, and he can just write code here, and whoever created this package doesn't need to worry about it. He can just refer to that inside his application, and what glues them together, this package of yours and the native implementation, is this platform interface package. So basically, if you see here, we have this platform interface package, which basically layouts all the like let's say in this case methods that you can override in your platform implementation. For example, here we have this interface for the can launch and launch, and then whatever platform package you are writing can override these and write the implementation. And inside the app facing package, you basically include the dependencies for both these packages. Now let me show you the pub spec for this. Here, as you can see, you can tell what platforms your package support. So once you have the native implementation for web ready, you can just refer that package here, and you have the reference of the interface package here. So this interface package basically creates an instance of whatever platform you are running on, instance of that implementation, and you are good to go. So previously there was this method channel, and now we have this interface which you can override for writing plugins, which basically enables you to write packages like plugins in form of multiple packages. So as we were talking about registering them, so these are the examples of registering via Git, via local path, and of course via using the pub.def versions. And lastly, I would like to conclude with these quick tips that you must consider when you are writing your own plugin. So think of functionality first. Think of this example, like you want to write a plugin for native storage. So you want to have like get string value and set string value. These are basically simple method calls that you can then write the implementation for them here. And like then think about okay, if it's on iOS, what I need to do. If it's on Android, what I need to do. The difference here is on iOS you basically encode your key in the base 64, and on Android you don't. So instead of writing this clean way, what usually people worry about, they create methods for this iOS, for this Android, and then expose them. So let's talk about that. So what would have been bad if you had exposed something like this, that your plugin API, it do some iOS thing, it can do some Android thing. This is bad because for the consumer, everything should be Dart code and not Dart code, should be one platform agnostic thing. So basically, do thing, and whatever platform it's running on, it will run that implementation. These are just key points that you must consider when writing on applying, and these are some more. So support all platforms. Like for example, if you write for Android and do not write for iOS, and someone consumes your package and gets misleaded that this local storage functionality is also for iOS. So try to like support all platforms. Yeah, if there are specific cases like quick tiles I just talked about, and there are some other cases also. So in that case, you don't, but mostly you have to uh, write support for all platforms. Then avoid writing static or global methods. So as you can see, the URL opening method were encapsulated inside a class. So they are basically you can then mock them, like if there is any native implementation that is not runnable via emulators or a specific device, then users can mock your platform implementation. So don't write static methods, and try to write most of the business logic inside the Dart code, the package itself, and not in the native implementation. So thank you for listening. This is all I had to say. Hope you have learned a thing or two. If you have any questions, I will be putting in a link for my LinkedIn profile here. You can also comment on the Facebook. But first, you are up for a quiz for the next 15 minutes. Waleed, I think
Mm.
you should
Yep.
be
So
perform.
Taha, thank you so much. I am just pasting a link, pasting Taha's, Taha's LinkedIn profile link in the comments right now. So Taha won't have to do it. So you guys, here is the link. Yep. So you guys can, ask questions from Taha through his LinkedIn profile. So he's pretty active there. So let's just jump
And
to.
I will also encourage joining the Slack channel because it's made
Yep.
for that purpose.
Yep. So if for the Slack channel, like we have the info in our Facebook page info part. So
About
we have
section, in the
yeah.
about section, you can see that.
So we have the link there. It's public. You can join it. So now let's jump to the quiz part. So once again, I would like to remind you that quiz is for 15 minutes. So it's 9:03 right now, right? So I'll share the link at 9:05. It's 9:04 now. So after 1 minute, I'll be sharing the link at 9:05 and at 9:05 to 9:15 to 9:25. Yeah. So after at 9:20, yep, at 9:20 we'll end the quiz in 15 minutes. So remember, the first 2 minutes are the most important because the winners are lying there. So even if you are trying to answer 10 questions in 10 minutes, that won't make a difference. I'm telling you right now that won't make a difference because it's losing it. You are losing the time. So for the record, I would like to tell you that
Tagline here is
the
fastest
last
thing.
quiz, in the last quiz, the person who was the winner, he answered six. Yep. So the last quiz, the winner of the last quiz answered six correct questions in 58 seconds. And people who answered 10 correct questions in 3 minutes didn't win. So please, time is the game. The real game is time. So it's 9:05. I'm sharing the link. I will share the link in the comment as well. The quiz begins now. I'm just sharing the link in the comment as well.
And we would really like you to win and not miss. So please.
Yep. So 9:20 will end the quiz. Taha, if you like, you can have some words or you can leave because this will just end it automatically.
Okay, yeah, I think I overstepped my time limit, so I rushed through few things. But what I would like to advise everyone listening here is that you should explore this region of mobile application development. That is like most mobile applications developer do not tread this part of writing plugins and packages and like creating modular shareable things. This is also basically, this adds also value in the community. Like once you contribute through these packages, you are basically adding value for everyone, because you are not just making them for yourself. Like, I encourage you to make useful, creative things, and then share them publicly using open source, like okay, that's it all I have to say.
Yeah. So plugins also teach us a lot of modular coding. So we learn to encapsulate the functionality. We learn to create exposed functions so that others can use it. So we create user experiences that way. So that is also a learning part. So thank you so much, Taha. Let's just leave, and we'll just the broadcast will automatically end at 9:20. So thank
Okay,
you so
okay,
much.
okay, that's great. Okay,
Thank you. Bye.
bye everyone.